Hello, Self, Cosmos, Infinite Universe. This is Soul Dr. Nick here on November 1st, 2025. Just past noon, probably. This is Magic Mirror Work. And today is Game 7 of the World Series, Toronto versus the LA Dodgers. Today is day after Halloween, first day of trick-or-treating. Today is a new day, learning more about Bob Frizell, Drunville, Melchizedek, and others, and the Serpent of Light, and the shifting from Atlantis to Tibet to Chile and Peru. All these different things. This is magic mirror work. So I'm saying all that out loud for myself to remind myself a lot of shifts going on. Being reminded that whatever I'm feeling in the body is probably something that's also being felt in the collective and the world and this living Mother Gaia, where I'm learning to play by my own rules, where I always have a choice and those choices make impact, where I can see others. There's another family that we're looking at supporting, but unless they actually want to be supported, it's practicing being able to step back and support from a distance and just breathe and then notice what is there for us. Part of me wants to both watch this game, create a play date for my little man, create some time for myself, my beloved. And part of it is just recognizing that there's a big shift. Shifting in the homes is one of the biggest shifts we can make to shift out the energy, and we're both realizing that. It's both the internal and external state, having both of those things shift. And I've been doing a lot of work in the internal state, and let's create some shifts in the external state to reflect it as well. Just some clearing, some decluttering, some cleaning, and supporting that and just making it easier as well. Donating things out, letting go of some clutter, getting out of the house, getting outside, getting into nature, getting into the sunshine. And each of us inspiring each other and recognizing the inspiration. My beloved's always inspiring me to clear out the physical things, and I'm inspiring to clear out the energetic things, and we're leading each other and guiding each other towards different readings and writings, and learning about this white pyramid in Tibet, learning about the flower of life, learning about how things in the world may not be what they seem, learning about the different layers of reality and just being with it and not making any of this more than it is. It's just, what if? And then noticing there's someone who dressed up as a snake's oil salesman, and just like, what is snake oil? And isn't it great that we can buy snake oil, and my snake oil is not your snake oil? And what if snake oil actually is amazing for me and terrible for you? And can you then say that was terrible for me? And it's just so funny to see all these different layers. And for myself, being a walking paradox, both being inside, outside, religion, faith, being with the fact that last night, again, I woke up and I was scared. I was scared as being with my fears of the darkness, of the unknown, of the chill, of the energies. And it wasn't until it was sunrise that I was ready to actually step outside of the room, and finding myself in my dreams like almost stuck in a little closet, and my body was contorting in real life too to that, and my arm falling asleep, and my cat Bao Bao staying around me and supporting me, and as well encroaching on my space at the same time. It's all of the above. And then eating really flavorful food this morning, recognizing that subtle flavors I'm missing quite a bit. At some point, will I want to pick them up? Maybe. Right now I'm enjoying these bold flavors and just enjoying this current phase of my life. And then noticing, I was like, do I even turn on the Wi-Fi in the house because I know the EMF, and trusting myself to turn it on when I want to and turn it off when I want to. It's not a constant. It's if we're using it, use it. If we're not using it, don't use it. And then recognizing I want to donate some of the toys into the common rooms. Like, how do we not have more of these things be available for everyone? And then how do I also use the office as an office and do my work there? And part of it is stepping into this darkness, because right now I'm going to get a lot less done if I'm afraid of the dark. And that's okay if that's the case. It's stepping into the fears of the dark. I may turn on more lights right now, but it's not ignoring that these fears are there. It's not ignoring that these fears are there. And that's part of the insomnia, the inability to rest in the world. How much of that is due to the fears that we're not actually being with and holding our breath? How much of that is actually due to fear? And thank you. And how much of this awareness Like, whether you want to take a look at, elite, top of pyramids, all these things is due to the fear rather than all of it is part of the whole. And I can see that more and more. Everyone is connected with everyone. And how do I not try to think that I'm better than, less than? And that's the valences that Dr. Demartini talks about. When you're in your valency, when you're actually, putting someone on a pedestal or putting them in a pit, thinking that there's something to save. And I love that. Like in my last deep dive, I was like, there's no one to save. There's nothing to save. And then I can notice when someone's telling me, like, you got to, rein that back, not do that for a while. It's like, I felt the instant, like, you don't know me. And then recognizing, how do I actually say no to things, step back in order to step into? Because there is an acceleration going on that I feel. And it's really cool seeing the background. There's bright, vivid blue sky, and then gray sky, and sunshine, and fog, and everything else in between. It's actually a really beautiful day out here. And how to be with all of that beauty, how to be with the driving, how to be with the drivingness of it all. Really enjoying driving your car even, like all these little things to just step into and enjoy. And yesterday, there was a time when my little man woke up during the night and it was challenging, and just being with the challenges. And then being with the challenges of post-Halloween and all the candies and how to navigate that. When I was a kid, we navigated by having only access to one candy a day. And that's not the right answer, but it was a set rule that I knew. So we weren't always questioning it. And right now, my little man is questioning it a lot, I think, because the rules keep changing. And I'm happy to practice enforcing any of the rules, but how do I actually choose the rules to play by? Because sometimes we have to, not have to, or choosing to have adult rules, adult guidelines, adult boundaries. And one of his friends yesterday, it was a classic, had so much candy that his belly hurt. It's like, that probably is a great lesson if it can actually be learned. And then just taking a breath in and out. And getting ready for the breath tomorrow. I haven't created the playlist fully yet. Receiving music from friends. Receiving messages from friends who are saying they're going to join. Really wanting people to join, but also not wanting to push, not wanting to feel like I'm pulling people along. And tomorrow is about wealth. Health, wealth, family, freedom, flow, receiving. And I can really see all of this coming together. And the bespoke nature of the work that I'm doing. And trusting that as I put it out there and I'm more clear what it is I'm trying to create, what it is, and there's a constant feedback loop, then it's going to work out better. And this bespoke is probably crafting from a different lens into a more standardized possibility. But this bespoke nature is a lot of fun right now. Wiggling the hips, wiggling the body, noticing the tensions, and magic mirror work. This is for me. Shaking things out. I've got this Taiwanese rattle that I'm really appreciating, brings some joy and lightness and levity. Really appreciating the world and the plants and the animals. Really appreciating reading and hearing more and learning more and going into dives that are completely different than what I would have expected, even just a few days ago. Learning about journeying out of the body. And that is a freaky experience in a way. It is a freaky experience journeying out of the body. And the more that I learn that there's so many things that I can't even anticipate, understand, possibilities. And there's an endless number of things to be afraid of. Endless number. And right now it's being with the things that I've been probably afraid of since childhood and just not really allowing to come up. One of the movies that I just found again was Flight of the Navigator. And I tried seeing if my little man wanted to watch it with me, but it's got a little too much preamble. Short Circuit, he loved that. That one did it really well because it showed the robots right away. This one, there's just a little bit too much backstory, and I can see that. But the actual story itself is phenomenal. And part of it is going to be maybe even showing him the never-ending story. That one I definitely want to dive into. And just trust. He's maybe a little bit young for some of these right now. Although, funny enough, there's other movies we're watching where people are like, what? And then remembering hummingbird energy, remembering lion energy, remembering the skeletons, remembering spelling. Remembering how important it is just to get outside. So one day at a time, November 1st, 11:1 today. So many synchronistic numbers. Making the most of today. A lot of love. Ciao for now.